Headlines. The Rock continues to have a meltdown over WrestleMania. We're also going to be looking at a situation in which Mercedes Moné was called out by one top WWE star. All that and more on today's video. So The Rock just keeps coming. He's like Christmas, all right? The gifts just keep on coming with The Rock. So we know that he made headlines earlier this week on the Pat McAfee show, and the fallout from that has been tremendous. If you wanted some good old-fashioned entertainment, well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has given it to you. So let's set the scene for a minute, because I feel like you need to put this in order so it won't get too confusing. So we had a situation where The Rock claimed on the Pat McAfee show that he got a call from TKO CEO Ari Emanuel and said, "Hey, Rock, ticket sales are down," which is not true, by the way. "We need you to make an appearance at the show. Can you do that?" He goes, "Let me think about it." And so he came up with, let's take Cody Rhodes' soul idea. And so he did 2 weeks of TV talking about how, hey, at the Elimination Chamber, I want an answer. Are you going to be my champion, or are you going to give me your soul? We go to the Elimination Chamber. Originally, that segment was like segment 1, 2, or 3. Okay, it was early in the night. Now, Dave Meltzer is reporting that after Triple H came to Cena and said, "Hey, what do you think about turning heel around WrestleMania time?" it was Cena who made the call, "Hey, let's turn heel at Elimination Chamber instead of at WrestleMania." So The Rock comes in there. Cody Rhodes rejected the real-life offer that The Rock said, "Hey, I think you should turn heel." He goes, "Hey, Dwayne, I don't think I should turn heel, no." So they then have the Cena heel turn happen in Elimination Chamber. Then The Rock, according to him on Pat McAfee show, he went to them, he went to Triple H, Cena, everybody, and goes, "Hey, y'all, I think the focus should remain on you guys. I think it should be on Cena versus Rhodes. I'm going to back out. I don't think y'all need me." And his another thing regarding WrestleMania of, well, why did you not at least make an appearance? He felt like there was not a good way out of it, which is completely BS. There's a million different things in which you could do. Rock could come out there and lay out Cody. He could go out there, take a bump. He could go out there and cause a distraction. He could literally just show up at the end of the match and salute John Cena. Okay, there's 1,000 different ways you wanted to do, but instead they went with Travis Scott. Then The Rock gets on Instagram because SiriusXM's Busted Open Radio host Dave LaGreca went on this rant, essentially calling out The Rock and being like, "Hey man, what you're saying does not make sense." And so The Rock comes back and he gets in the comments, okay? And I love this. He goes, "Hi Dave, the business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every aspect of it, every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest of us of our creative discussions so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show." So you have to keep in mind, there is a trend going on here with The Rock interjecting himself into WWE storylines, getting pushback on it because it doesn't make a lot of sense, and then he gets very negative about it, okay? You go back to last year. We all knew it was going to be Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania 40, okay? And then all of a sudden in January, Uncle Dwayne's like, "You know what? I think I want to do the match." And they're like, oh no. Okay, so let's pivot. Let's have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble, yet he's not going to challenge. Then we get that ridiculous promo of Cody saying, "You know what? I'll get Roman, just not now. You take it, Dwayne." The fans push back, and they have to nix all that to the point where Rock was like, "You know what? And he's admitted this. I made the wrong call on that." All right. And at least to his credit, he pivoted. There is a real problem with The Rock coming in there because he's good friends with Nick Khan, WWE president. He's great friends with Ari Emanuel, TKO CEO. And he has the numbers. And so Triple H, he can't do anything. He's stuck. He's like, "Well, crap, what am I going to do? I can't tell the guy no. All right, he's going to go over my head." It's The Rock, okay? He's going to bring in so much star power and so many eyeballs to your product. You have no other options. It's like, okay, Dwayne wants to show up at Elimination Chamber and he wants to do this storyline that doesn't, it's weird and it doesn't make sense. And oh, by the way, we're not going to have necessarily a payoff here. Rock doesn't even want to show up at WrestleMania, right? And it's like, hey man, read the room. I don't know if he does not have a good enough team around him. Read the freaking room, because what you're talking about and what you do does not make sense. And so, yes, there's outrage because there was no Rock appearances leading up to Mania. You were literally part of the attack. You initiated the attack. You told Cena, all right, take him out. You literally were part of the angle. One of the biggest heel turns, one of the biggest angles in the history of the pro wrestling industry. That is like Hulk Hogan turning heel, joining the NWO, and then next night, him not showing up on Nitro, but everyone else is. And then him not appearing for months on end. And then he does an interview being like, you know what? I don't really understand why all these people are upset about this. Like, so what? I turned heel. And it's like, no, what are we doing? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Rock, come on, man. As a Rock fan, what are we doing? What are we doing? So I felt like this really flew under the radar in regards to Mercedes Moné. Now, look, the CEO, yes, do that dance whenever you hear that nickname. She is doing big business over in AEW, right? She's the belt collector. She's going to face Jamie Hayter or Chris Statlander at Double or Nothing for her titles, depending on who wins the Owen Hart tournament, right? But there's always a connection with her and WWE. And coming out of WrestleMania, Tiffany Stratton, who retained the championship over Charlotte Flair, shocking move. Obviously, Charlotte, Mercedes Moné, they have a connection, 4 horsewomen. She did a press conference. And she was asked, excuse me, it wasn't at the press conference. It was with Gorilla Position. And she talked about, who's someone that she wants to wrestle. And Mercedes Moné was named and potentially returning to WWE one day was mentioned, right? She said, I hope so. I think that'd be super cool if she came back. I'd love to get in the ring with her, and I'd love to see what kind of gear she has when she comes back. Now, while doing a Q&A on Twitter, Moné caught wind of Stratton's comments and replied in regards to whether or not she would take Stratton's title. Easily. Too easy. Okay? Now, people, well, they lost their minds when they saw this. They're like, oh my God, Mercedes Moné, WWE return. And it's like, no, that's not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen for a while. You got to keep in mind that Mercedes Moné reportedly, okay, signed one of the biggest deals in wrestling history for a female when she went to AEW. It's not a 1-year deal. It's not a 2-year deal. It's probably a 4-year deal. Let's be real. Maybe a 5-year deal. I don't know. But like, she's not going back to WWE anytime soon, but it'd be really fun to see her back. I would say that. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about today's video.